So tell me about yourself and what made you start Forgotten Coast Canine.
Well, I'm Chris O'Brien. What made me decide to found this company is I was a canine unit supervisor here in Madison County, Florida, and we got into a couple of shootouts and had my dog react a certain way, and I wasn't getting the answers that I really wanted. I was getting answers, don't get me wrong, they were solving my problem, but I wasn't getting the answers I needed in order to move my training further along. I met Jeff Mender, he owns Top Tier Canine, and we talked about what had happened and how the dog went, and I just really liked his answers. So what we did from there is I went on to go through his pet trainer school, and then his foundation dog trainer, and then his service dog trainer, and I actually became an instructor in his school. So I was training a dog, Rex, as a service dog, and a buddy of ours, David Easterbrooks. He's retired First Sergeant, Army Ranger Battalion, 375th Bravo Company, and I don't know, do we do an hoorah?
Yeah.
Okay. But we like
that's kind of our thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We like picking on David. But he really started bonding with my dog. And so I told him, maybe that's what helped his PTSD. And he said, I can't bring another dog home. My wife, Angela, will kill me. We've already got 4. But we decided that, forgiveness is better than permission. So we gave him we went ahead and put the dog in his hands, and it changed his life. David went from a dude that was flat with no emotion, no nothing after he got back from Afghanistan, and to a guy that was loving life again. He's remodeling his house, doing all kinds of things. He became a really outgoing guy again, which helped him, helped his marriage, helped his relationship with his kids. It just really helped everything having that dog. And about the time we were finishing up training on Rex, another friend of his, Casey Calder, dog Sasha, died. That was his service dog. And when she died, it really put Casey in a tailspin. We were reached out to by a company out in Texas that actually pays for vet bills for veterans with service dogs. And they reached out to us and wanted to know if we could help Casey. And so we came to an agreement. And we don't normally start dogs as late as we did, but they had a dog named Xander. That was a 14-week-old puppy. We usually start them in about 6 or 8 weeks. And what we did with that was we really worked him. And Xander was a unicorn. Everything we asked of Xander, he did. And when we got Xander back with Casey's whole life changed. It was what he needed in such a bad way, physically, not just the emotional side of PTSD, but physically, it changed Casey's life. And so I thought about at that point that maybe being a pet trainer isn't the way to go. Maybe, and trying to be in the whole military dog and police dog sales thing just wasn't the way to go. That service dogs were where I could use what I know and what the team that I put around me knows to help everybody the best.
So what does Forgotten Coast Canine do for veterans and first responders?
Well, we're not a training company per se. What I decided to do was team up with Top Tier Canine. If you Google them, they're consistently in the top 3 dog trainer schools in the country. So what we do is we raise funds in order for our veterans and first responders to go through his classes and learn how to handle the dogs and learn how to do all the things properly that other service dog companies, there are some that do it. There are some that do it the right way, but there's a lot of guys out there that just, it's good luck. It's 2 or 3 weeks of a handler course and wish them the best. So what we do is a lot different. We put them through either an 8-week or a 30-week class. And then once we put them with their dog and they get their certifications here and they do everything, we actually are developing a follow-up program where once a quarter they'll be online with one of our board members who is a service-disabled veteran. He's quadriplegic. He's got a service dog. He'll be online with them to help talk them through any fears or problems they have. So what we want to do is build an entire community of our veterans and first responders that have service dogs so they can communicate with each other and help each other through all these problems. And that's what it's all about, especially with the PTSD, is getting those things out there and sharing them and really talking about them. And I think that we, down the road, are going to be proven that this way's the best way to go, because you get that camaraderie back of being in the service. You've got your guys there, but you've also got your battle buddy at your side while you're going through everything.
Right. Okay. So what programs are actually available right now?
Well, right now we have 2 solid ones and one we're ironing out the details on. We have our Build a Battle Buddy program, which it's my favorite program. It's longer. It's a 30-week program that they go live online. All of these aren't just a video that they watch. It's live online, interactive. You know, the instructors out there at Top Tier are walking you through things or making you demo things. It's a lot. It's not a kick back and watch a video at your own pace type of thing. It's a pretty intense course. But that lasts for 30 weeks. We give you an 8-week-old puppy at the point in your school where it's time. And they raise that puppy. They put them through the pet trainer class. They put them through the foundation dog class. And then they put them through their service dog side of things. So that at the end of 30 weeks, they've trained their own service dog. And that's several things happen at that point. If they've got buddies that have service dogs or are having trouble with them, they know how to help them. If something, God forbid, were to happen to their own service dog, they can go pick out another puppy and train it. They know how now. Plus, we've got the ongoing support if they have issues with it. Then we have the Buy a Battle Buddy program. This is for the guys who've been waiting 3, 5, 7, even with the new guy we have in class, years to get a dog, and they're just getting the runaround. You know, there's a lot of unscrupulous people out there. It's hard for me to say this morning. That really just, they take in the money, they promise the dogs, and some of the guys never get a dog. It's just that promise of getting a dog, which is really even worse than being told no, right? Because then they build up that hope, and then it just never happens. And that's kind of what's happened with the guy that's in our class now. But we can put a dog in their hands in 8 to 10 weeks at that point. You know, depending on when we can get them in the class and get them started with Top Tier, it goes pretty quickly. So you're no longer waiting. You're not on some list hoping to get in. So that's the 2 main programs. Now we're working on an emotional support dog program. We're trying to get it off its feet. We've got the basics of it laid out so that a lot of people don't need a full-blown service dog. They need that dog to be there when they get home, to help them deal with the day, to help all that, but they don't really have, maybe their PTSD isn't such that it's debilitating to them, but they have those things, those little kicks, you know, that they just can't fully function through a day. So what the emotional support dog does is it gives them that comfort when they get home. It's really, for lack of a better word, it's a comfort dog, emotional support dog. It's that buddy that when you get home, gets up in your lap while you're watching TV, and it just lets you feel better while you're petting it and everything. And, you know, I've got an emotional support dog at the house. It was my daughter's, and became mine once she got a full-blown service dog. And it's just kind of cool to go home and sit up there, and she'll climb up in your lap, and she licks way too much, but so other than that, you know, it's just kind of cool to have that dog pull up there and do that for you.
So what makes you eligible for these programs?
Eligibility, if you are a veteran, we have an application online that goes through and explains everything fully, but to be eligible, you need to be at least 10% service disabled and have a letter from the VA. And if you served, we need a copy of your DD 214 because we do require that you be an honorably discharged veteran. As far as the first responder side of things go, we usually, what we've gotten in the past has been a letter from a psychotherapist, psychiatrist, somebody that they're seeing and they're talking to try to deal with it, and a letter from a former employer.
Okay. So how would you actually apply? Like, what's the process for that?
Go online, www.forgottencoastcanine.org. Go to the programs section, and under programs, there's an application page. Is that right? Mm-hmm. There's an application page. You fill that out and send it in. What happens then is I get the initial review, and then I meet with 3 other members of the board, and we discuss it, figure out what program would actually work best for you. Some people think they want the Build a Buddy program, but then we look at their schedule, and they're still working. Even though they're 80% disabled from the VA, they're still putting in 14, 16, 18-hour days, 4 and 5 days a week. A puppy's not feasible. You're not going to be able to give it the time and attention it deserves. So, you know, we'll steer you towards the Buy a Battle Buddy program. Get that dog in your hands faster. And as you learn to deal with your PTSD and your emotions and everything that ties together with your work and how to get your schedules right, you know, maybe 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you come back and we work with you. We're going to work on a secondary program with that too, where it's not going to be as expensive as it was the first time for anybody involved, and work you through with the Build a Battle Buddy program.
Okay. So let's say I don't actually need a service dog, but I want to help contribute to what you do. Like how would I do that?
We have several ways you could do that. We have a couple of brand ambassadors out there floating around. But when we do a lot of these big shows in the bigger cities, like we own a series called the Fresh Start Swim Series. It's a fundraiser for us. We get sponsors and everything that come into that. But as you know, the first one that we did, it's a logistical nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just you and I and your family. And, the little one's only 2 years old. It's not like she can drag a tent down there to the sand. So it's, volunteers, we like those. But the biggest way is, and I'm serious when I say $5,
mm-hmm.
anything. You can go to that website, click on the donations page, and anything you can give goes a long way. I mean, $5 is half a leash.
Mm-hmm.
$50 is a harness and a leash. We've got the collars, we've got the e-collars. There's so much expense that goes into it that it just, everything helps.
Okay. What kind of merchandise do you have?
Oh, yeah. I'm forgetting the biggest part of what we do at all the events. For different donation amounts, a $5 donation gets you your choice of a koozie or a credit card holder that attaches to your back of your phone, or a couple of stickers. A $15 donation gets you where you can have multiple of the small items, so you can get a bag of coffee or a pair of these super cool, like really tall, the moisture wicking socks and all that stuff that athletes just love. We sell a lot of those at the running events and the swimming events. Then you get up into the $30 price range. You get to your pick of shirts, and we also have, we've got chapstick. We've got, what else do we have? We've got chapsticks, koozies, the wallet identification holders. We've got hats. We've got coffee. We've got short sleeve shirts. We've got long sleeve shirts. We're coming out with, don't hold me to this because Lord knows getting these things in, I have been trying and trying and trying. We're going to have hoodies one day. Kilted OG, one day we'll have hoodies. But that's just the where we're at. And the tumblers, we have really bright colored tumblers. We have the blacked out tumblers. We have everything with our logo on them.
You got new ones coming in too.
We got a new series. Thank you, CK Knife and Tool. We have a new series of cups coming back out that are going to be engraved.
Camelback.
And they're going to be made by Camelback, so it's a fantastic company. So yeah, we've got several options for your donations. So you can go to our online store, click on what you want there. You pay for it there online, and we'll ship you the item out. Or if you're at one of our events, come and buy 15, 20 t-shirts, it'd be great. So we just have a lot of options, and we're going to be coming out with more. We're trying to keep up and have it more and more flexible for what people really want.
Okay.
Oh, coming out with beach towels. Yes, it is summertime, and I'm not talking about these little bitty towels that won't wrap around my big behind. I'm talking about bath sheets that are going to be engraved with our logo and everything on them, and they're going to be cool. We haven't got a price on those yet, but should be in the online store in 3 or 4 weeks.
All right, Chris. Well, it's been a pleasure, and I hope you kind of answered everybody's questions that are kind of curious of what you do and how you do things and how you help the veteran community. And,
and I think that our biggest contribution to the veteran community is going to be that whole belonging again, right? As you go through those stages of things, your first thing you want is survival. Second thing is security. Third thing is that everybody wants to belong.
Yeah.
To something. In the Army and Air Force, Marines, even the Coast Guard guys, you pick on them. Navy, it's all, you belong. It's a big brotherhood. And I think that the biggest thing that we do by having our ongoing support after you get the dog, it's not bye-bye and good luck. It's hey, welcome to the family. We'll see you in 3 months in the live online cast. So it's going to bring everybody back together, and everybody that's watching that's been a veteran or a copper. I was SWAT team, K9 guy, all that kind of stuff, and Air Force, and you miss that brotherhood when you get out, and this I think is going to bring a lot of that back. That's why I say all the time we're different because we are looking long term for things.